Hi, I'm Jimmy Wohl from LICNotes, the website that focuses on the Long Island City, New York art scene, particularly music. And I'm here with Steve Blanco, one of our local keyboardists and filmmaker, but mostly he's a member of El Chico Blanco. That's his band, right?
That's right, that's my current project that I'm focusing on. Electric band, it's jazz, zombie, rock, metal, instrumental.
Who's it composed of? Is it a large group, small group?
It's a trio. It's myself on keys, Jeff Gersh from Blue Man Group playing guitar, and Anthony Chico playing drums, who's also an LIC local resident.
Really cool, really cool. And you're going to be playing with them. Is this something that has been developing, or is this part of your old group?
It's something that happened by accident, actually, because we used to play on Tuesday nights at Domain Wine Bar, which we play every Tuesday there, with a bass player, and he got called away to do the Fela Broadway musical. So we started playing as a duo, just Chico and myself, and then one day I asked Jeff to come in, and the project just started taking off, and the music is, it's been really great.
So you said you focus on a variety of styles.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many influences. It's hard to say what we do, but we like all kinds of music. It all comes out.
I can speak from experience. I've seen Steve before over at Domain and in the Long Island City Jazz Festival, and I've noticed you have a really good ability to play like a variety of styles and like they blend into each other within any one performance. Like I've heard like jazz go into funk, to almost rock, to whatever. It's almost like you're really just following your own muse. I have a question actually. Like, do you feel that you follow any of the audience energy, or they follow your energy? How do you feel about audiences?
Well, the audience energy is definitely important to me. Whatever the mood is in the room or the vibe, or that's actually what's been happening with El Chico Blanco, is that the audience, we've been able to make a connection with the audience, and it's been inspiring us to keep playing music and keep refining what we're doing. And we're doing a lot of rock and metal covers now, and everyone loves that. I think as we keep playing, we're slowly shifting from just pure improvisation, which is how we started, to we're still doing that, but we're also having some more structured material and just trying to make a party and have fun.
Did you ever walk into a gig and sort of, well, I guess you said you improvise a lot, but did you ever walk into a gig and say, you know what, guys, we have to take a slightly different approach to this place because just I can feel the scene is a little different, or usually?
Definitely, the space, the venue, influences how we play. We just did a show at LIC Bar, actually, outside, which was the first time we played outdoors, and we had all the space. We're used to playing in real tight quarters, and we had all the space, so it completely changed the nature of how we interacted with each other as a band, and the music changed.
And also, there's something else you're very excited about right now, which is a project you're working on, I believe, that's to do with something sitting over there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not really a project. It's just that with El Chico Blanco, we like to involve the audience through themes, through like a thematic program. So we decided we have a show coming up on July 17th at Creek and Cave. And we're playing all night. We're going to play 4 sets of music, but at midnight exactly, we're going to play to the movie Tron, the 1982 film. We're just going to improvise for 96 minutes straight.
Oh, you're going to play the record and then improvise on top of it?
No. We're going to play the movie.
Oh, you're going to play the movie?
The movie's going to be projected behind us while we improvise.
Create a soundtrack.
Exactly.
You're creating a new soundtrack.
That's exactly what we're going to do, and we're really looking forward to that, because I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a big, super party.
What day is that again?
July 17th, it's a Saturday night.
Saturday night, Creek in the Cave also, that's another big Long Island City venue. They do a lot of comedy and music over there. It's over on Jackson Avenue.
It's a great venue.
Yeah, it's actually like a really focal. It's like a focal point for I think a lot of improvisation, stand-up comedy. They've got great bands down there too. So good food too, a nice backyard. So definitely been enjoying the creek for the last few years since I lived here.
One thing I just want to say is that we start at 9 p.m. So the show's at 9. The Tron set is at midnight, and we're going to do our regular thing for the other sets. We'll play our metal.
What made you want to choose Tron, if the camera guy can ask a question?
That was sort of an accident, just like everything with El Chico Blanco. We were just gonna play to some films, and then a good friend of mine recently, he and I have been watching Tron again, nostalgic reasons, and he was talking about it, and then we just thought, wait a second, why don't we just play the Tron? Because visually, it's like super out, super weird, and plus the score kind of influenced me a lot, because the Wendy Carlos score, which is really fantastic, we're just playing new synthesizer backed up by the London Philharmonic Orchestra. So we just thought it'd be fun, and take it back.
Can you tell us a little about Wendy Carlos?
Well, Wendy Carlos is sort of a forerunner of synthesized music, electronic music. She was the first one to do entire records of the music of Bach on a MIDI synthesizer, which she had a studio. She built a studio in Manhattan, in a townhouse, and did all these recordings there, which nobody was doing yet.
This was in the 70s?
This was actually in 1968, I believe, when she did the first one. Yeah.
You can correct us if we're wrong, Steve, but we noticed like when you play, especially if you're in an alien environment, you will go to make sure you'll hook up with the heart first, and then the audience's heart, then you'll go deeper. And when you got them, it seems to be a pattern we notice, at least from where, as listeners, as people at your shows.
I mean, that's great. That happens.
No, because some people just stay in one place with an audience, or just are not concerned with that. Maybe they shouldn't be. That's a whole.
That's a very complicated argument.
Bit, yeah.
But I can't help but want to connect
with an audience. Yeah.
So
it's probably hard to articulate, in words. It just happens. One of the things about music is like it's nonverbal. So you're kind of following an emotion and putting it in there.
Yeah, but definitely my intention with anything creative has always been to make a connection with someone, like somehow. And if it's working that way with an audience in a room, then I consider that a triumph.
I had a friend here who, from North Carolina a few weeks ago, I think we were playing that night, and he's like, oh, I love jazz. He's a doctor, he studied jazz in the last few years on his own a little bit, and man, we walked in there, and he just stood like looking over people's heads, just kind of mesmerized for like 30 minutes. And he didn't even want to come out to Long Island City. His family lives up in the Upper East Side. He's only
I love when that happens. By the way.
Yeah, I said, man, just come out. Trust me. You don't know how many times I've done this. I'm sure you might have done it too. I'm like, just trust me. Come to LIC. I've had people fall in love with this neighborhood. They're like, Queens? Do I want to go to Queens? I'm like, it's not the same Queens. We're closer to Manhattan than anything else. And this guy came out and he was like, oh, wait a second. And then suddenly we're in there watching it, and I was like, then he sat there and pontificated for 30 minutes about the meaning of urban closeness and how up-and-coming neighborhoods. By the way, I think this neighborhood could just change its name to up-and-coming, because that's sort of, every time I talk to people outside, they're like, oh, isn't that Long Island City, isn't that an up-and-coming neighborhood?
Yeah.
So, he kind of said, in North Carolina, there's more to do in one block in Long Island City than my entire town, my entire city.
Well, thanks to Cranky's Cafe for letting us shoot here. This is our new series, Conversations at Cranky's, for LICNotes.com. Thanks to Jimmy Wohl for interviewing, and Steve Blanco for appearing with us. Let's talk again soon, guys. Peace.